Hi there folks, Borislav247 here with another Days Gone challenge mode video. Now, on this video folks, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. As you can see, I have not completed any of these in any way, shape or form, and what I'm going to attempt to do folks is to complete them all to a gold standard in the order in which they first all came out. Though I can't stress this enough folks, this actually makes things so much harder, as all the people who ever first got the golds doing it this way will tell you. So that basically means at the very start I will be taking on Surrounded first, followed by Survive, followed by Drifter's Run, Ambush Camp Rush, Keep Them Safer, Dead Don't Ride. After this it will be Infested, then Outride, Reload, Hog Wild, Dead Before Daylight, and finally Black Friday. Now, to make this even harder folks, I am going to take on all these challenges with no rings. Now, a lot of people might be asking, what the hell are you wanting to do this for in this way, Boris? Well, the answer is a pretty simple one, because when you start to take on the challenges this way and doing them in this order, the order in which they were released, you don't always have the benefits of certain patches which help hugely on some of the challenges. It really does. It makes the challenges different to play, because on some of these challenges you have to play them a lot differently to what you would normally do. So it really makes it quite interesting to play and obviously to watch, because you're going to see me do one or two of these challenges in ways that I haven't done quite in the past. So, to start with, I can't even choose a different character because I have no credits in any way, shape or form. And not that the credits are going to matter too much once I actually get them, because the credits are generally used to purchase rings. I am not going to have that option on this playthrough folks. Okay folks, in order to take out this challenge to a gold score, it is quite simply looking to get the multiplier as high as possible, as quickly as possible, once I start the multiplier. That's really it. The sub-challenges don't really come into it too much on this, or for any of the other Endless Sword challenges, so let's just do this folks. Here we go folks. Now, the first thing I'm looking to do before the first minute of the time has elapsed is basically to get as many attractors and grenades as possible. And there is quite a few in here. 3 grenades and 2 attractors. Now, there is also another attractor in a building just a few doors up here. As well as this, there is also a medkit. Because I can't stress enough, folks, this challenge done in this way is going to be a tough ask, because here are all my problems. The stamina is probably the biggest problem I have, because it runs out exceptionally quickly. I have no decent bullet penetration to any of these guns, so for that reason alone I am looking to get the Chicago Chopper and the SMP-9 before I start to work on the multiplier. And the final problems that I face folks are all to do with the fact that I am not using rings of any nature. So whenever I am using the guns, if I run out of bullets, I actually have to reload the gun. As opposed to when I'm normally playing this challenge, I'd be looking to use a dive roll in order to fully reload the weapon. I can't do that on this. And not only that, I cannot regain stamina in any way by vaulting over items or climbing up on items, because again, the rings are not in play. So that presents problems. It's really, a lot of this run is about stamina preservation, and when I do finally go for the multiplier to try and get it up to a good level, you've got to hit them hard, and it's got to be a combination of explosives and gunplay. And truth be told folks, I'm going to attempt to do it round about this area. But first things first, I require the Chicago chopper and I require the SMP-9. So I'm going to make inroads into trying to get that done out. And oh, that is a fantastic find. Medkit, you don't always get them when you're checking out these corpses, but that is fantastic. I've picked one up there, and not only that, when I'm up here, well, I'm now actually full on the health. Sorry, on my medkits, I should say. But it's handy to know if I struggle, I know where to get my next medkit from very quickly. But I'm running out of time here, so let's address that. And there's no way I can go for the SMP-9 here, because I'm not going to get out of that building alive if I do. Now, I know I've hit a barrel over there. I couldn't give a monkeys about that, folks. There are a lot of barrels in this challenge, and I will be using some of them a little bit later on, possibly, but I won't be using that many. And like I say, there's there's at least 16 to 20 barrels on this particular challenge. So. Right, I've got a little bit of a gap here now between me and the freakers, so let's try and get this SMP-9 now. And I might as well get the ammo. Okay, I'm not going out with that. Holy shit. Okay, medkit, medkit. Come on. Okay, crisis averted. And the medkit that was up by the Chicago chopper before, yep, I'm fucking going back for it now. That was lucky, folks. That could have easily been a run ender right there. And that's some god awful fucking firing. However, right, I'm looking at the count now. I've killed 114 of the freakers. Yep, I should have good numbers with the horde that's currently chasing me, so I'm now going to look to get them up to the side of the town hall, basically. That's where I normally start the runs, but I am going to do it a tad differently. Yep, that's great. They're coming from a couple of different directions here, but given that I'm wanting them all up this way, this will do the job nicely. Just a little bit of gunfire here. I'm wanting to get, well, basically it's the timer. It was incredibly close to running out, so here we go. Going to get down the attractor first. A little bit of gunfire. No. Grenade. Grenades will take out 30 of them at a time, so that's a very good start straight away. Now I'm going to hit them hard with the guns. And there's none of this pulse firing crap going to be going on here. This is just pressing that trigger and not letting go of it, just going for it, because it really is. It's a much tougher ask to get the kill ratios when you don't have the bullet penetration in place, but this is a fantastic start. 115 already on the multiplier, so looking at getting the tractor down there, and now I'm looking to hit them with more explosives. Yep, frag grenades are fantastic. Like I say, 30 kills every time if they're grouped up. And you know what? Just another bloody grenade for good measure there. Now, another tractor I want down here. And again, I'm going to hit them with some gunplay, but I really ideally want to, yeah, napalm Molotov. They do take a little bit of time before the kills actually register, because obviously they're still burning, but I'm going to hit them with some gunplay while that's going on. So this is looking nice at the moment, folks. I want another tractor over here, because I'm going to use that crate in order to get hopefully another 20 kills onto the multiplier. Yep, there we go. And from here, I'm going to use the bus. This is a fantastic spot, especially when you're waiting for the hordes when they're coming at you from all angles. Yep, now this one I'm going to have to watch, because I know the hordes are over there, but the hordes are also right behind me at the moment, so... And yep, get that down. My stamina is really, really bad. Oh, and that's a freaking disaster. Yep. It should have actually been a grenade, and it should have been over that bloody freaker, but never mind. I am very close to getting the job done here. In fact, this barrel might just do it. Oh, fuck off. There we go. That's it, folks. Job done. And I can't tell you enough, folks, that really was a job well done, because it is not easy taking out that challenge to a gold score when you're doing it like this. So, fantastic. On to the next challenge. Right, folks, on to challenge number 2, and this is Survive. Now, with every challenge that I complete, I am going to show you exactly what the patch is from the previous ones I have. So throughout the course of this, you'll see exactly what I'm picking up that is going to be of help to me. And in this case, for completing Surrounded, that's 28% stamina efficiency. And I'm just going to change the character now to Rookie. And finally, in regards to how I'm going to play this one out, I really require a gold on the sub-challenges of Shots Fired, Silent Night, and Relentless. Brutality, I'm not really too worried about. A silver score on that particular sub-challenge will still get the job done. So, let's get on with it, folks. Let's do this. Right then, here we go, folks. This one is a bit of a marathon. Unfortunately, you cannot complete this quickly. You've simply got to go through virtually the entire challenge, and that is basically around 108 Marauders that you've got to take out in total. The gold will usually drop round about just before you get to, or just after, 100 kills. But here are some of the problems that I'm going to be facing on this challenge because of the lack of things which I currently have. Now, a lack of rings basically means that the 1% ring that I would normally use, I don't have the luxury of, and I don't have the luxury of the Joker ring. The Joker ring would normally allow you to slide and pick up items, and the 1% ring would normally allow you to get headshots far, far easier than what it will be on this particular run. Now, as well as this, there is a patch in one of the later challenges that would normally give you a 40% extra melee weapon durability. I don't have the luxury of that, so throughout this run I am going to be looking to use a number of the melee weapons quite early. I don't want to get the 30 kills required for the gold standard straight away. I am still going to take my time. I'm probably thinking round about trying to get between 15 to 20 of these melee kills. But the full concentration is basically on the headshots, and I require 75 of them in order to get the gold score for that particular sub-challenge. You also require 100 Marauder kills in total in order to get the gold sub-challenge on, I think it's called Relentless, and you require 6 stealth kills in order to get a gold score on that sub-challenge. So I'm really looking to ideally get the stealth kills in quite early, and I was hoping to get one there, but the guy has noticed me. Sometimes if you hide in the bushes, that does actually work. They'll just walk towards you, and as soon as you see the green triangle sign on screen appear, that's it, just press it and you will get the stealth kill. But as you can see, folks, I like to use this tree a lot here because you've got the bushes here as well, so you are, well, you're out of sight generally until you fire your first weapon. However, on occasions you get 1 or 2 of them. If they have an idea of where you are, they will start throwing pipe bombs and Molotovs and whatnot, so you just have to be wary of these. Now, generally when I'm trying to take out headshots, I usually try and make sure that I am aiming slightly higher than the head, because it just makes sure if you miss, that's fine, but if you go too low, you're going to take them out with a body shot, and you can't really afford to have too many of those. But for the reason being that I definitely want to make 75 headshots, the This is why I do not try and complete the sub-challenge regarding the melee weapons, where you require 30 melee kills. Because if you get all those in first, and then you miss quite a number of headshots, and just get normal kills, then you are at risk of not getting the gold on the sub challenge for the headshots, and that one is essential. So I prioritise that above, well, pretty much all of them. But as I said before, I want the 6 stealth kills in place reasonably soon. So at the moment, so far so good. Now, any ammunition that is dropped for weapons that are compatible with whatever guns you have can be picked up just by running through the ammo signs. But everything else, you must pick it yourself. That is where I lose the advantage of the Joker ring. However, on this challenge, it's just a case of a little bit more work, just being a little bit more careful. Can't pick up anywhere near as many items because I'm constantly looking for the positions of the marauders when they start to appear. And another nice one that you can do, hit them with a rock. That just stuns them briefly. That just gives you enough time to basically go in for the kill. So far so good. I don't like to change the weapons too much. I'd really just like to concentrate all the time, sorry. I just like to concentrate all the time on basically making sure that I'm getting the headshots and getting the kills safely. Because as this challenge goes on, you have a great number of options with gunplay, basically with all the weapons that they are dropping. But I tend to just stick with three or four guns throughout the entire run generally. Right now I've got the SAF, but I am looking at some point to pick up I think it's the MWS, I think it's called. Either that or the SWAT 10. Both these weapons are good for the job, but because I'm just looking for headshots, in general on these, the SAF is still a fantastic weapon. So yeah, as the run goes on, folks, I will stop using this area because it sometimes is detrimental when you start getting some of the real heavy marauders coming into play. Thankfully, I don't have these to contend with yet, but I know they're coming. Yeah, the AI of some of these marauders is highly questionable as well, folks. So as anybody who's played this challenge will attest to. As always, look to use the minimap because it's always telling you exactly what direction they're all coming from. Whoa. First sign of any trouble, just get out of there. There's no point in playing heroics on this challenge, especially as this challenge takes a while to complete. But at the moment, it's definitely going quite well. Just looking up now, I can see I only require one more stealth kill. And stealth kills also contribute towards your melee kills. And Christ, I was hoping to get the last stealth kill there, but it does sometimes work where they'll walk up to you and you can activate a stealth kill, but not in that instance. And this is an interesting one because although survival vision, you generally don't get it in this. If you're using a rock, you can activate it on the nearest marauder to you if they're close enough. Now, I've got the next weapon that I'm looking for, but I do want more ammo for it, and this is actually a bit of a mistake I'm going to have to be good with the gun to get away with this because some of the heavier marauders there. But I've got a good supply of ammunition now, so I'm going to actually take a bit of better cover. Where's the rest of them? Aha! Yeah, I'm still going to take my time with the melee kills. I'm doing quite well on those. I'm almost at the silver stage for the sub challenge. So once I get to 15, then really I'm just total focus is just making sure I get these 75 headshots. And again, that's some god-awful firing. Oh, that was nice. Took out 2 with 1 bullet. Excellent. Okay, can't quite remember who I'm going to get with this lot here, but yeah, they've actually just queued up quite nicely there for me. Yeah, just checking that I'm okay on my bits and bobs. And let's see who we've got next. Yeah, this isn't too bad here because I'm far enough away that they're not really... they know the general direction, but they don't know exactly where they're supposed to be shooting, so... Who have we got coming now? Yeah, this spot here is fantastic at times, but it really does depend on the group of marauders every time to determine just how well it can be used. Because some of the later ones, I swear to God, folks, if you're in there, you're in big trouble. I've still got a fair old bit of ammo for this particular gun, so, and I'll tell you what, yeah, this is not good for this group of marauders here at all. I am in trouble. If I can pick them all off here quite quickly, yeah, as you can see, I've already made mistakes, so, yep, just get out of there. One of those marauders there I picked off with just a normal kill, it wasn't a headshot. However, another 26 headshots required. Okay. This should be a nice easy one. Yeah, that gun is a slightly better one to be using. But I'm very aware, yep, that I don't have a great deal of ammo for it, so... Now who have we got? Oh, yeah. Well, they've been quite accommodating there because that is one of the worst marauder groups. But this is grand. Now, I've reached a very pivotal moment because I'm very aware that when I have 73 kills, the next group of marauders, and there will be, I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 of them, but one of these marauders will have the fire axe. That is basically your one swing, one hit wonder melee weapon, and I do mean that on every single type of marauder. And also, one of these guys will... Oh, I'm getting out of there first. One of these guys will have the... I think it's the PDW, the best pistol that you can possibly get. So, I've already got the fire axe, but I could ideally do with that other weapon. And that's the only trouble, because I was running about. I can't remember exactly. Oh! There it is there. However, I want to take care of this lot first. Just looking to see if there is any more ammunition. Because at the moment this gun is a very good one. In fact, this is the gun that I will probably keep until this run has now been completed. And the thing is as well, folks, I'm very close now to getting all the headshots that I require for this challenge. Get all those in place, and that is only 6 more, and manage to get at least 100 kills, and I shouldn't be very far at all off getting a gold score for this challenge. Yep, the further out that you can take them out with headshots, the better, because they're not really getting the chance to do anything back to you. Those guys especially, up close, they are lethal. 1 or 2 shots with the guns that they have will kill you very quickly. Oh, and there we go. That is it. I haven't even got to the 100 kills, and I've hit the gold score. But what I'm going to do on this one, folks, normally I would just get myself killed, but at this point I don't really have that many of them left, so I'm just going to take out the last of them, especially as I have the fire axe, and it's just a whole load of fun. Where's the last one? There he is. Okay. There's not too many more of them to come now. In fact, this may be the last lot, so do you know what? Let's just use a frag grenade, just for the hell of it. And yep, this challenge is just about done. And there's our get him head kids. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. That's it. And there we go, folks. Job done. Very happy with that run indeed. Not too much problems. And on to challenge number 3. Right then, folks, on to challenge number 3, which is Drifter's Run. Now, I'll just get on to the next page, and then let's just take a look at the patches that I now currently have. And these are the help I will get. Yep, the next one, health items are 15% more beneficial. Doesn't really help you much on this one. But, right, in order to get the gold on this one, I am looking to get gold on 3 of these sub-challenges, which is Furious. That is the most important one by far. I want to be clearing this challenge in under 2 minutes and 35 seconds for the gold. I also want to get a gold in the ramped up, which is 14 ramps, and ideally get the drift in place. Airtime I'm not quite so much concerned with, as I'm looking to protect the bike. So let's do this, folks. Okay, here we go, Drifter's Run. Now, the main problems I'm going to face on this particular run, because of the way that I'm doing it, is basically bike preservation. I have no rings, so I have no way of protecting the damage being done to the bike in any way, shape or form. So I just have to be a bit more careful throughout the run. As well as this, I ideally need to be getting, as I mentioned earlier, golds on 3 of the sub-challenges. But the most important one by far is the time. Because if you complete the run in under 2 minutes and 35 seconds, that carries a huge 30,000 point bonus. And I can tell you now, folks, the gold score required for this particular run is 80,000. So normally if you complete the course in under 2 minutes and 35 seconds and have at least 2 golds on sub-challenges, and would you fucking believe it, I've crashed a bike, then that will normally get the job done. Now, this is not a complete disaster. I still think I can get the job done here because unlike Outride, when you have a sick line to contend with, which would stop with any crash, I don't have to worry about that on this. It's really more just about the time. The only big damage that's done to me is the multiplier, because I lost the multiplier there, so the score will suffer a touch, but I'm still fairly confident that I can get a gold score here. I just have to start being a little bit quicker for the rest of this run now, because I don't have quite as much time as what I would normally have. So let's have a look here. See if this grand, that ramp actually registered, because it sometimes doesn't. The great news is I have only got 3 more ramps that I need to go over, and there is another 3 en route to the finish line here. There is actually another 2 that are placed in other areas, but I'm not going to have time to go for those, so I'm going to have to make sure I definitely get these last 2 clean. There's one of them, and this one here, I'm not even looking for big speed. I'm just really trying to make sure, just get the bloody thing landed without crashing. And from here, come on, trying to get the drifting in place. I've not quite got that done, but that should be enough. And that is, folks, not a fantastic score at all, but I was very fortunate. The airtime probably saved me there. And there we go, that's great. That's 3 out of 3 so far, so on to challenge number 4. Right then, folks, on to challenge number 4, and it is the ambush camp rush, one of my favourites. Now, before I get started on this, I'm going to have a look, as always, see what the patches are that I have, and the latest is fucking useless. However, the second patch, where the health items are 15% more beneficial, that will help on this. Now, the game plan for this one is very simple, folks. I've done this one many times before, and I'm looking to do it in the same way as what I have done lately, and that is completing the challenge inside 3.5 minutes, and as well as that, getting either 3 kills on Crafty and 7 on Berserked, or 3 on Berserked and 7 on Crafty. I do not have to worry about the Camp Ghost in any way, shape or form. They see us, couldn't care less. As long as I have those other requirements in place, that will get me a gold score. I can assure you, folks, I've done this many times before, so I'm honestly not expecting too many problems with this one, so let's get to it. Okay, folks, first port of call is to get all the items over here, and unfortunately I do not have the Joker ring, so I am actually having to pick them all up. I know when I've got them all, because the multiplier will be on 9. Yep, get that plant there for 10. Now I need 2 proximity bombs, and I also want a couple of Molotovs. From here, I'm looking to raid the next tree in order to get some supplies for the residue bolt. Not that I actually need too many, because on this run, I am only looking to fire 2 of these bad boys. And this is the first one. I always like to get around about that sort of distance, and then it is always upper left thigh. Anybody that's seen any of my previous videos will probably get sick of hearing that, but honestly, that is the weakest part of the guy's armor area. You go for that area every time, and you will get him. Now, I need this guy as well, because I'm looking to get the 2 hardest hitters in terms of firepower under the influence of the residue bolt. Once I've got them done, they're going to start to do their thing, and I am going to head round here for the best melee weapon in the game. This is 1 swing, 1 kill stuff, and it's very handy when you're looking to try and clear out the camp quickly. So from here now, I'm looking to arm the proximity bomb, and yep, I can't climb over that point. Oh shit, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Just get out of there. Looking to collect a few items because it is important to keep that multiplier going, and if I can just get this bloody thing down quickly. Yep, okay, that's not a complete disaster. In fact, it's going alright. I'm now looking at this point to get on top of this building in order to pick up the BFG sniper rifle. And once I have this bad boy, then I'm going to really go to town on this camp. And oh, so nice of you, my friend there. I am just going to use a frag grenade to take you out. Will add to my tally nicely. And what the fuck? Okay, he's clearly superhuman. Never mind. That's slightly annoying because I really was hoping for another kill onto one of the sub-challenges. So, at this point, get some frickin' health before anything else. And now, I'm looking to get at least another 2 kills through explosives or burning kills. Either will do the job. And again, I'm just looking to get more of the items. Keep that multiplier going because it keeps that score going well. Now, sniper. And that was a hell of a piss poor shot, but never mind. I've got him. There are only, yep, 7 left. This is going very well. I would have thought the score would have been a tad better than this, but I've got just shy of a minute to take out the last 5, and the time part of this now is not going to be a problem at all. I'm really just thinking along the lines of I've got to get at least 2 kills now with explosives or Molotovs. And how many have we got up here? I can take one of these out, but the other 2 are definitely going to have to be taken out with a Molotov. So let's get this done. Whoa, he's getting the axe. And that is fantastic. All of a sudden now, I've passed the 15,000 mark, so I don't require that final kill with the Molotov. Once I'm past the 15,000 point mark, I know that if I complete the challenge in under 3.5 minutes, I get a 10,000 point bonus, and that takes me over the 25,000 required for the gold score. So there we go, folks. Job done. A little bit messy, but all good. On to challenge number 5. Okay, folks, challenge number 5 is keep them safer where the Iron Butte Horde awaits. Now, before I explain a little bit about this challenge, let's have a look at the patches I have now acquired. And the most recent one is the best you can possibly get in this entire game. Extra bullet penetration, that is so helpful for virtually all the challenges apart from the bike ones. Now, how am I going to take out this particular challenge? Normally, I would look to get 50 kills with the crossbow, and then go on a very specific run route in order to finish the job nice and easy. I don't have that luxury on this, folks, because I do not have the fleur-de-lis ring in place. So, I'm going to attempt to take out this challenge by getting a gold score on the sub-challenges of Untouchable and Needless Risk. That is taking no damage, and do not use a dive roll. And I need at least 60 headshots to get the silver for in scope. That should scrape me through this challenge. Let's see how it goes, folks. Okay, right from the start, folks, I want the US 5.56 as opposed to the other weapon it gives you at the start. Then I'm going to hit the ammo pouch on the bike just for a little bit more ammo for the pistol. And from here I'm heading over. It's going to be 3 napalm Molotovs, arm myself with a focus and stamina cocktail, and then start exploding 1 or 2 barrels while working on the headshots. That is the plan at the start. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so far so good. I know I don't get huge damage there, but I will get some burning kills into the mix there. And here we go. Now I'm looking for these headshots. Really, really important that I get 60. If you don't get at least 60 doing the run this way, you will not get gold score. Simple as. Because, as I said before, the crossbow sub-challenge, I'm trying to take out of play entirely because I don't have the fleur-de-lis ring, and because of that I don't have the extra bolt penetration that you really need in order to get the job done. So far so good. I've got a good number of headshots already, in fact close to 50. So at the moment I'm in a pretty good place here. It's just all about making sure that I keep myself safe, constantly keep a good distance, and this should hopefully be done on the first attempt. Because I will be honest folks, if there's one that is going to take me more than one go, this is the one it's most highly likely to be. Because the method I would normally use to take them out very easily simply doesn't work when trying to do it with the advantages that I'm missing that I would normally have. So far so good. I've got the silver now on basically on the headshots, so I'm really looking now just to tidy this lot up, and I think I will be okay. Now I'm looking at the score now here, 106,000. The gold score for this particular challenge is 165,000. This is going to be tight folks. I know I will get a 20,000 point bonus for 2 of the sub challenges, and the rest of the score is going to be dependent on how quickly I take out the last of these freakers. And that bonus for the time completion needs to be over 20,000 or around 20,000 in order for me to get a gold score. One left, let's see, and nice. Gold score done. With as I said before folks, 165,000 is required for the gold score, so I sneaked through that, but that's it, I got the job done, so fantastic. So far that's 5 out of 5, done on the first attempt every time. So, on to run number 6. Okay folks, on to challenge number 6, which is Dead Don't Ride. And I will be honest folks, there's not much to explain about this one because I expect to absolutely obliterate this challenge. But I'm just going to have a look at the previous patch that I picked up, 20% focus efficiency. That is going to be fantastic for some of the upcoming challenges. So without any further ado folks, let's just get on with this one. This won't take long. Okay folks, the gold requirements for this particular one I think is 80,000 for the score in order to get a gold. Now, the problems that this particular challenge might hold for me, absolutely none whatsoever. Now the reason why I'm saying this isn't being big-headed. Basically folks, there are no rings in the game that will help you with this particular challenge because rings aren't required. The golf cart is virtually indestructible. The only way you can actually get killed on this particular challenge is basically if you drive into a deep section of water. That's the only way that that will happen, because otherwise the golf cart is indestructible. And you have a limitless supply of boost to your vehicle as well. So really the only other factor that may possibly hinder getting a gold score is if you start to run out of time. And I assure you folks, I've played this challenge quite a number of times and I'm the current world #1. I don't expect this to give me any problems whatsoever. Even if I don't get 1 or 2 of the challenges done to a happy standard, it doesn't matter. There are 35 drop-offs available throughout this entire challenge, and I don't expect to miss too many of them. And just as I fucking said that, I've missed one. But that's okay, folks. I am more than happy with that there, because that is one of the toughest to make in this entire challenge. I do not expect to miss another drop-off on way to the gold in any way, shape or form, because the rest of them for the first section for me are quite easy. Now, for a gold on certain sub-challenges, you're required to hit, I think it's 20 freakers in total, or 20 swarmers, I think they call them on this. So you have to run over 20 swarmers in order to get a gold on one of the sub challenges. You also require, I think it is 12 happy drop-offs in order to get another. But I'll be quite honest, folks, over the course of about the next 8 to 10 drop-offs, I should basically just about gold everything. And once I hit the 80,000 mark, that's it. I will be looking for the nearest batch of water as soon as possible. So, at the moment, yep, so far so good. Now I'm just heading behind here. And the good news is here, folks, obviously there is water, but it is shallow. So that is not going to do the golf cart any harm whatsoever. And I'm just slowing down there just to make sure that there's no mistakes, because you'll be amazed that over the past when I've done runs, I have had 1 or 2 times when I've come undone on that point because I've lost control of the golf cart and ended up firing it into the river nearby. However, it's just keeping it all steady at this point, folks, in order to get the gold score. Honestly, as I've said in 1 or 2 previous videos, the hardest thing about this particular challenge is honestly just learning a good route. And I've had this route pretty much ingrained in my head for quite some time. Over the course of playing this challenge, I did actually change the run route on 4 different occasions before I eventually came up with the run route that I consider to be, well, I don't think anybody else has a better run route. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the world #1. It's just, I know the areas well, and after studying various bits and bobs over which drop-offs are nearest to certain people and all the rest of it, this run route just basically makes the most sense. It's very rarely you have to travel very far to get to your next customer. That one there is actually one of the longest drives that I encounter when going to pick someone up. So that kind of gives you an idea of just how solid this run route actually is. But it's going well so far, folks. Up to 50,000. So I'm guessing round about maybe another 3 or 4 drop-offs from here will probably do the job.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Okay, let's have a look at some of the totals here. Yep, I think I've already got a gold on the happy drop-offs. In fact, I was... No, it's not the happy drop-offs. No, there's one that I've got 9 of 9, and I'm trying to think of what that is. I think that actually is the happy drop-offs. The 10 of 12 is actually for getting close to the people that you pick up. Yeah, a close pickup. So I'm only 1 away from getting the gold on that as well. Now, there's another one up there that says 2 of 4. That is for, I think, for the hard drop-offs that you have to make. The ones where you're picking them up, like this one, for example, where they're in a red circle area. These are the ones that are usually the longest distance. So this one can present problems, but this is how I normally take care of this particular one here. I basically go off-road, and it just allows you to get to the next point that you need to be so much quicker.
Thank you, man.
And yep, we're edging ever closer now to the magic 8,000. Now, this part here, I have to make sure that the boost is definitely on there. If you just go into that part a little bit slower than normal, you're likely to hit the deep section, and that's it. That would have been game over. But thankfully, no issues there, so that's great. I've taken care of all the swarmers now as well. And if the gold score doesn't pop here, it should pop once I've finished the next drop-off. And hello, there we go, folks. That is the final piece of the puzzle taken care of. 80,000, so I am now just looking for some water just to end this challenge, because I've no need to go on now, folks. Yep, fantastic. Job done. Okay, Brilliant. 6 down and 6 to go. On to Infested next. Right then folks, on to challenge number 7, and this is Infested. Basically the second Endless Horde challenge. Now, before explaining about this one, let's just look at the most recent patch I've acquired. And it is shit. Your bike slows down less when running over enemies. 20% less impact reduction. Yeah, virtually useless. However, Infested is very similar to Surrounded. The main goal for me every time on this now, I virtually forget about all the sub-challenges. All I am interested in is getting that multiplier up to a high number, and that will get you a gold score. Simple as. So, let's do this, folks. Right then folks, I really don't expect any problems with this. I am going to take care of this challenge the way I normally would. Basically, opening up a zone. And from here, I lay down an attractor bomb, basically looking to congregate the freakers at that spot. And while they are doing that, I'm going to get the IDF pop. And then from here, get out of this building, and then I'm just going to let loose on this fucking horde. Simple as. I am looking right from the very start here to basically run the multiplier up as quickly as possible. And now that I have the extra bullet penetration that came from the ambush camp rush challenge, this should be a doddle. Yeah, I still have to reload the weapon every time. I cannot get away with a dive roll in order to do that, but I have 2 very good weapons. Albeit the sidearm is crap, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to be required, because between the gunplay and the odd explosives that I will probably use, this won't be an issue at all. Doesn't take very long to do, folks. Yeah, the gold score for this particular challenge I think is about 125,000 if I remember rightly, and it generally when you get round about the 300 mark on the multiplier, that usually sort of gets you there. Sometimes a bit before that, but if I can keep that multiplier going, this challenge should be done and dusted in the next 30 seconds. I'm just looking again to basically get them in a nice line where I can just let loose with the gun. And this is one of the best areas to do it, folks. So, yep, very close now to getting the points total that I need. There we go, folks. It's actually 120,000. I don't know why I thought it was 125, but that is it. Job done. They can now do what they like. And there we go, folks. That is now 7 out of 7. On to the next challenge, which will be Outride. Okay folks, challenge number 8 is Outride. But before I provide some information on this one, let's check out and see what the latest patch I have now acquired is. So as well as all these that I now have, I also have, and this will be quite a good one because they usually are with Endless Hordes, focus regenerates 20% faster. That is fantastic. Now, on this particular challenge, folks, I am really looking to go for quite an easy run route, one which requires minimal risk, but I do expect to get a gold score on the sub-challenge of Sick Line, which requires you to chain a score together for 120 seconds in total. Desert Drifter, I'm looking to complete that as 25 seconds of drifting, and those two alone, if they're done to a gold and you do this challenge quickly enough, should get the job done. I will also try and get as much airtime as possible and kill as many freakers as possible. But really, folks, don't see there being too much of a problem with this challenge, so let's do it. Right then folks, the gold score required for this particular challenge is 110,000 points, And the biggest problems I'm likely to encounter on this run is, again, the same as Drifter's run, and that is basically bike preservation. I have no way of doing anything about damage that I inflict upon the bike by doing all these jumps. So I'm not going to avoid doing these jumps, they've got to be done, but if there's any points where I can make the run a little bit easier, I will. So far so good here. My biggest focus on this particular challenge really is all about speed, because if you do it very quickly, you do get a fantastic end game bonus for this particular challenge. The bonus is that great that realistically you can get away with just doing one of the sub-challenges to a gold standard. You can get away with silvers on the rest and you would still get a gold score on this particular challenge. So like I say, so far so good. Only other problem I might face, because I'm doing it quite quickly like this, is just making sure that the 120 seconds for the sick line have actually elapsed before passing the finish line. Because if you actually go through before that sick line has reached 120 seconds, you will actually cost yourself 8,000 points. So, and I'm not sure exactly how close I'm going to be in terms of not completing it to a gold standard. I don't think that'll be an issue because I've kept the multiplier going very well here. Yep, that is the sick line virtually done. There we go. From here, I've already got one of the others taken care of to a gold standard, which is drifting. This is just a case of getting across the finish line. Guaranteed this will be a gold score. Yep, there we go, folks. Job done. And in all fairness, folks, anybody that's been watching any of my recent videos will know I've been playing this particular challenge rather a lot lately, so if I couldn't get this one done the first time, there's really something wrong. Okay, on to the next challenge. Right then, folks, on to challenge number 9, and this is Reload, where you basically take on the Tumult Mission Horde. Now, before I start to explain about this one, let's just take a look at the latest patch that I will have acquired. And I think, again, it's quite a good one, but it's come a little bit late for me. 40% melee, extra melee durability, which is fantastic for the second challenge, Survive, but of course I didn't have that available to me. However, this challenge is going to be taken out by focusing on making sure that the Pyromaniac challenge is taken care of to a gold standard, as well as that, try to take out a good number of the freakers with environmental kills. Now, the score for this one for a gold is only 80,000. This is probably the easiest challenge of the 12 to complete. So I'll just, without any further ado, folks, I'll just get on with the challenge. Okay, folks, right from the off, I'm just looking to take out the first lot of explosives there, basically one of the canisters and then the barrel, which triggers the second canister. And from here, I'm going to hit them with 10 shots with the BFG. This is just basically to get the multiplier started, because as long as you can keep the multiplier going while doing this challenge, it becomes incredibly easy. It really does. So from here, again, I'm looking to take out those canisters, then that barrel, and I'm now going to look to try and take out a few of the freakers on that particular section there before coming back over here. And again, it's all about just basically taking out the explosives, because on this particular challenge, I've mentioned it a few times in the past, but burning kills that come from after these barrels and canisters have been set off score 5 times the normal amount that you would get for a standard kill. So as you can see already, folks, just doing it this way, I'm already 3/4 of the way there, and there's still quite a number of freakers to go, so I don't expect it to be too long before I take out the gold score on this one. Now for this particular section, yeah, I'm making sure that I've got focus in play because this is one time where I want to slow them down. Okay, and okay, what the hell? Yeah, this is a first, folks. There should be 3 fucking canisters there, which have all of a sudden just disappeared. Which I'm not too fucking amused about, to be quite honest. What the fuck? However, never mind. Will not make a difference to the result of this, and there we go. The Pyromaniac sub-challenge has been completed to a gold standard, and so has the actual score that I require. 80,000 just, but I'm just going to finish off this challenge because there's not that many of them left to go. And I've still got options of a few more barrels and whatnot that I can explode. In fact, the last of them, I'm just going to take it with gunplay. You know what? It's the target is already achieved, so let's just not hang about with this. Yeah. And hit him in the junk just for a good measure. And that's it, folks. That is challenge number 9 done. Yep, just about double the amount of points that were required to get the gold score. So, yep, huge success. Okay, on to challenge number 10. Right, folks, challenge number 10 is Hog Wild, and this is the last of the biking challenges. Now, as always, I'm going to show you the last patch that I have acquired, and this patch that I've just acquired off Reload is actually a really good one because it gives you 20% less damage from jumps in water, so will help me on this particular challenge. Now, the gold score on this one is a fairly easy affair in terms of how it's done. I simply have to make sure I don't come off the bike, get 10 freaker kills, and get 20 seconds of airtime. That's it, folks. You do those 3 and a gold is assured. So, let's do this, folks. Right then, folks, let's get this slightly annoying bike ride taken care of. And I say slightly annoying because on this particular challenge you have got to hold the R2 button and keep it pressed throughout the entire run, which is annoying as fuck, to be quite honest, but this is how they've set up the challenge. But anyways, I'm looking to get some of these freaker kills on the board nice and early. You have plenty of opportunities on this challenge to get 10 freaker kills. Don't tend to worry too much about any of the jumps at the very start either, because they're in not fantastic places and there are more than enough jumps to get the 20 seconds of airtime that you require. But I will make a point of taking out those freakers. As you can see, folks, that's already 7 of the 10, and there is still a lot of areas that have freakers. So this challenge really, I can't stress this enough, folks, just make sure you do not come off the bike and do not let go of that R2 button. Effectively on this challenge, the circle button, which is a drift button normally, that really acts as your brake. If you just dab it, you will get a bit of speed slowdown, and it's critical at 1 or 2 points, but between that and actually trying to drift the bike in a big way by holding down the circle for a bit longer, you can make fairly light work of this. There is only one route that you can basically take for this, so you there's not much in the way of selection choices. This is probably, oh wow, I'm very lucky, folks, I got away with that. Now I'm trying to move the bike back in order to make sure that I get the bike back without actually flipping taking my hand off the accelerator. Not the easiest, but let's try and do this a bit better. I try and stay off the speed so that I just have a reasonably cushioned landing. If you do a boost on that particular area, you can fly into the cliff face that's just beyond it. So, okay, at this point now I'm in a very good position because I have taken care of 2 of the sub-challenges to a gold standard. Now, there is also a sub-challenge that requires you to boost for so many seconds. Ignore it, it's not required. As long as I get to the finish line now without crashing the bike, where I come off the bike and the time starts to go down, because that's the only way that the time will go down. If you let go of the accelerator or come off the bike, you will lose time that you see in the top right there. But there we go, folks. That is it. Job done. Gold score. Fantastic. Okay. Only 2 challenges remaining, so let's get them done. Right then, folks, challenge number 11 is Dead Before Daylight, and unfortunately my least favourite of all the challenges. But as always, I'm going to check out and see what the last patch I acquired was, or is, I should say. So at this point I'm looking pretty good for everything now, but the last particular one, increased gun accuracy on the bike from a further distance, that would have been amazing to have on the Outride challenge, but again, I just have to accept that some of the advantages from the patches come in the wrong order when you're doing the game in this way. Now, in order to complete this particular challenge, I'm looking to get pretty much golds on all of them, because this challenge is one of the few that really helps you out by actually telling you when the waves of freakers are about to hit you. So the first 2 sections, or the first 2 waves of freakers, I'm looking to take out purely with gunplay. The third wave of freakers I'm looking to take out with explosives, and then for the last 2 waves I'm looking to get the growler. So let's do this. Change that gun immediately to get the IDF pop. Grab a good few items, and again, the only problems that I have really on this challenge compared to how I would normally have it set up to play for me is that I don't have the advantages of the rings. So I would sometimes equip myself with a Joker, or possibly even the ring that I think it's Lionheart, that gives you that extends the focus ability, and definitely the bullets ring where a dive roll reloads the weapon. That is sorely missed on this challenge, but that's really about it, folks. It's not a particularly difficult challenge to get a gold score on. It really isn't. I think the first time I ever played this, I took this out to a gold standard. Certainly not as clean as what I'm probably going to do it here, but no. I'm looking to use the focus ability whenever possible, especially when there's quite a number of them, as it's one of the sub-challenge requirements. I think you need to get 50 kills while using focus. But I take care of any that I don't. If I don't reach the 50 mark, I will get that later on when I go upstairs for the growler. So I'm not too worried about that at the moment at all. Another one of the sub-challenges for this particular challenge is you have to get so many kills with explosives. Again, I think it's about 50 kills that you have to get. And I'm not actually too worried if I don't even get all of that. It's as long as you get even a silver on that particular one, you're usually okay. Really staying in the house for the entire duration, yes, that is a must. And there is also a sub-challenge attached to the growler where you need to get 100 kills to get the gold for that sub-challenge. But again, not really a problem as long as you don't start firing the growler and holding down the fire button. If you just basically use the pulse firing method, you will get the 100 kills, no problem at all. So, as I said before, this challenge is very handy as it tells you exactly when each of these waves is coming, and that makes things so much easier. Takes all the guesswork out of it when waiting for who you're, or which particular groups you're looking to take out. So at this point, I'm just looking to set up the next explosives, which I'll set that attractor beside that barrel. Just wait for them to congregate around it, and let's see how many I can take out here. Okay, not fantastic, but here come the next lot, and let's get down another attractor here. And oh shit, I'm in trouble. Oh shit, I'm in real trouble here. Get out of there. That's better. Right, okay. Oh, for God's sake. Just get... This run is not going particularly well. However, at the same time, it's not disastrous. The multiplier is still going strong. And yeah, I haven't got the full amount of kills yet via way of explosives, but I'm not really that fussed because I have got the silver level for that score. So my focus now is really get upstairs, get that growler safely, and then just basically finish out this challenge, because it will all finish up here. I know I've boxed myself in, but I'll be perfectly honest, it's not going to be a problem once you've got this bad boy in your hands. The growler is lethal, and as I said before, just make sure that you're not constantly going hard on the R2 button for firing it. If you just do it in small presses every time, will get the job done. And as you can see, I've also used a focus cocktail because I'm looking now to take care of the sub challenge where I require 50 using focus, and that is now already in place, so fantastic. It's really now just a case of making sure that I get the 100 kills using this weapon, and this shouldn't be a bother at all. Now, yeah, I'm just looking at the top here while I've got a wee breather. 47 of 50 required with explosives. Yeah, I'm not really bothered about that as long as I just basically see out the rest of the challenge from here. Gold should be pretty much assured. Yeah, it's a pretty generous score I think they have for this. I think it's about 47,500 points is required for a gold. Normally, runs on this particular challenge will get you between 60 to 65,000 points. This one will probably definitely be nearer the bottom end of 60,000, but that doesn't matter, it will still do the job. So, and this is it now, just seeing out the last few seconds of this challenge. Not that many of them to go either. I'm looking at the top right there, I can see 26 just required now at this point. So, and this is one challenge I'm very happy that I'm not going to have to do it a second time. It's honestly one I just don't really enjoy playing that much. I appreciate Bench Studio were trying to do something a little bit different with this challenge, but for me it really didn't quite work. Yeah, the goal's just about sprung, so it's there we go, job done. Okay, that is 11 down and 1 to go, and boy is it a good one. I do enjoy Black Friday, so let's do this. Right then folks, on to the last challenge, number 12, and this is Black Friday, the last of the Endless Horde challenges. And this one is one of my favourites, it really is. But before I go on to the details of this one, let's just look at the last patch that I have acquired. I'm pretty sure it's health based, so it is of help in this last challenge, but I don't really expect it to be required. I don't expect to be taking too much in the way hits at all on this challenge. I have virtually all the patch benefits, so the only thing that I am missing on this will be not being able to reload the weapon when I do a dive roll, but otherwise this is all just about running up the multiplier as quickly as possible. Just maintaining the multiplier will get me a gold fairly quickly, so let's do this folks. Okay, right from the off I'm looking to pick up the weapon that's right in front of me there, the SAF. I won't be using it very much, but it is handy to have in the first section of how I do this run. Frag grenades, very important, because I'm just looking to get 100 free careers as quickly as possible. I'm not too worried about the multiplier at the moment, because I'm basically looking to get my hands on the growler, and once I've got that bad boy, This challenge is an absolute breeze, especially where I'm going to be taking them to. So, start as I always do. I'm looking to get 3 grenades off and get ideally 30 free careers from each kill. So far so good. I'm looking now to the second area here. Again, yep, no problems there. I purposefully head over by this fence section, sorry, because it shields you from any freakers that are coming your way until you reach this point, but you do sometimes meet them, but on this occasion I'm absolutely fine. Once I get to this point here, I am looking to release another... Oh, and that is a problem. That grenade should have been on the floor. Now, I do have a fail-safe in mind if that happens, and it's that barrel right there. Because from there, I just get up onto this building, just head over near where that went off, and there we go. I've got the 100 free careers that I require. It is a very nice fail-safe that I've had, that I basically incorporated into this run route. Because I came up with this quite some time ago, and it just makes this challenge an absolute doddle. Now, I've lost the multiplier at the moment. I couldn't give a monkeys, because once you start going with the growler, getting the multiplier up high is not a problem. You're killing freakers far quicker than you would ever do with any of the other weapons, because this thing is just savage. But I'm looking to get to this particular point, because this is it's a fantastic spot. It takes the freakers quite some time to get to you, and not only that, they're all pouring out the side of the sawmill building at the moment, so you just give them some action there and then just focus on this area here. So as they're trying to get up to you, just pick them off. And as you can see, folks, already short space of time, I've got the multiplier just shy of 200, just over 200 now. Yeah. The gold score for this, I think, is 250,000 points. Sounds a lot, but when you're accumulating a score so quickly like this, it's not really too much of an issue. I'm just going to get off there because it's starting to get a little bit dangerous there. But again, next spot here, very nice to funnel them through. Not only that, I've got a whole load more coming to my left, which I'm going to start to hit. And this should be popping pretty soon. And there we go. Job done. And I am delighted, folks. That is 12 challenges attempted, and I've taken every one of them out on my first attempt. And I am, especially in the manner in which I have done them. That is doing them in the order that Bench Studio released them, when it was much harder to do, and I have done every challenge without rings. Job well done indeed. And there we go, folks. That is all 12 challenges taken out to a gold standard, old school style. And I really am delighted with how that went. Despite 1 or 2 hiccups, that is them all taken care of. And all I can say is, folks, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And take care, folks. All the best.